Promise that you'll catch me. Promise that you'll catch me. Promise that you'll catch me.
Hello everyone, Smoshin here. I'm in my work clothes. I'm going to try and get this video done, dusted, quick, wrapped up. So this is top 10 things I miss from my childhood. And I will give up a little story on one of this. So welcome to top 1. I miss the times when fidget spinners was a thing. And the time when a dab was a thing. And water bottle flip was a thing. I don't have a water bottle. I can't do that. But we can do a dab. We can do a dab. But I remember the times that these were popular. I was walking in my neighbourhood. There was a group of kids my age. Well, I was probably like 14 or 13 years old. And there was a group of kids selling these, like fidget spinners and packaging and everything like that, for like a fiver. And everyone in the neighbourhood was lined up. And they came up to me one day. They was like, "Do you want one?" I was like, "Nah, I'm alright." I was like, "I ain't got money." And they straight up said, "Oh, we can get you money if you help us sell these. We're gonna get some cash." So I went around the neighbourhood, told everyone I knew. Everyone will calm down, even people they knew calm down. And we were straight up selling these 24/7, and that's what I missed back then. That was good fucking money. And we went that bad of selling them. They were straight up making Lego fidget spinners. And I remember when the mum and dad came out, they were dead because they sold the Legos, obviously their toys, to people. And I mean, it's one way to get money. But no, I remember when these came out. This boy I knew, my dad was friends with his mum and all that, and obviously he introduced me and the boy there, because obviously he's good friends with dad as well. So obviously I met the boy, and he got me into fidget spinners. He was like, "Oh yeah, did you know this and that?" And I was like, "No, got it." I done a video of it, collection video, but it's the only one I can grab. So yeah, so I do miss the times when fidget spinners were fun, but not just fun. But actually were popular. A lot more better than Labubu's. A lot more better than what was the other one? 6-7. That shit's cringe. Damn, the fuck was I doing? Yeah, I might need help. But no, time to show you top 2. Well, top 2 of things that I miss from my childhood. I got this brain liquor spray. This is the only one I can get, or sweets that I got. I remember getting these things along with other sweets like Freddos, which I don't see in shops nowadays. I have to go to like a corner shop for that, like this and all that. But I remember like back then, with the sweets, there was a lot of them. There was like Dip Dap, Choc Dip. I think even in these little rainbow things, like whatever, like I want to say, like if I just move here, I'm just gonna have it there. There was a lot of things that I want to show right there, and I miss them from my childhood. There's some of them I can still get now. Besides one of them that'll probably be on the list, but no, that's one of the things I miss from my childhood. Why did the world have to be so cruel to take it away? Look how great they are. But no, brain liquor spray. I remember getting this after school so many times. I loved this. Nowadays, I don't like it. I mean, I do and I don't. Right back then, like it is something. Like it's that bad. I had this in my room. I was straight up like spraying and everything. My parents were like, "You vaping?" No, it's a brain liquor. What kind of vape is this? You know what I mean? It's not like I'm toking it down like that. No, but either way, this is what I miss from my childhood. So yeah, let's see what part 3 has to offer. Peace. Welcome to part 3 of things I miss from my childhood. So these are games I'm going to talk about now. I miss playing these games. I have more Mario games, I have other games. Now this reminds me of the thumbnails we used to do for Smashing Nostalgia like this. But no, I missed playing these games. I miss like the times when I was in school. I was used to playing Mario Kart DS, like even with Mario Kart 7. Parents come in, you weren't asleep, you're dead. But if they didn't know, this shit was underneath your pillow. You know, you was playing Mario Kart all night. And then you wake up the next day tired as anything and you don't know why. Well, your parents don't know why. They're like, you went to bed at 9. Why are you so tired? You know, and then there's you just up all night Mario Karting. I don't regret it. But no, like Mario 3D Land, that was one of my childhood games. I wish I could experience it again the way I did years ago. Same thing with Luigi's Mansion 2. How even these other games that's not Mario related, like Minecraft for the first time again, Sonic and all that. I miss these games. Like what they were back then, they were golden. They were a lot of things. But no, that's one thing kids don't understand nowadays. Because like I said in the other clip, the 6-7, the Boo Boos and all that, Lunch Leader was one of them. You know, Prime. Like they don't understand that this was Prime. Mario Kart DS at night when you were supposed to be in bed. You know what I mean? So yeah, kids, get a life. Get off the iPad. Go out. Look, I was outside. Look, that's a tree back there. Did you know that's a tree? But no, look out, because like Boo Boos are going to be in your dreams. That's where you gotta play Mario Kart. You'd be a lot safer. I promise. Anyway, I think that's enough that I could say for the gaming side of things. I do miss what it used to be when it was for free. That was one of them. And it used to be a lot more magical back then. I miss the 5 gaming, how magical it was, how different it was. Nowadays it's just boring. I think it's pretty old age now. Like, I'm on status now. I'm 20 years old. But yeah, that's all I can really say about it. But no, I miss them times. Well, see you in part 4. Welcome to part 4. I'm gonna have a picture shown here, hopefully, of what we're on about. There's one place I miss from my childhood. There's actually 2 places I missed that I'm gonna get in this one. Obviously, if you grew up in Cambridge or you lived in Cambridge or anything like that, or lived near the area, you wouldn't probably know this place. If not, then you missed out. But the place is still there to this day, but different ownership and building. And I like building a different style. I miss Funky Funhouse. Don't ask the name. I remember it being like it was a magical place. You go there, they had a ball pit, they had like climbing frames, they had like slides, tunnels. I think they even had like tennis or football bit, like a small one though, like not like tennis, like a football one. But if you fell over on that floor, you'd be skinning your knee. You're skinning your knee. That should be killing. It happened to me once. But this place, I remember coming here with my friends a couple of times on birthdays and my cousins on birthdays, and a lot well as my own birthday once. And then that place was magical. There was even a person dressed up in a costume or a cat costume of the main character, which probably would be there as well. And that fucker used to scare me. Like every child would come up like, oh my god, it's Funky, it's Funky. I think that was his name. And now I was like, no, get that fucker away from me. And I was straight upstairs. But I was straight up the thing, because there used to be like a dome when you get to the top of this like play bit. And I just sit there like this, staring him down. I did not give a flying fuck who he was. I was staring that character down. He was terrifying. It was a man in the costume though, but. I would have to say that's probably like Five Nights at Freddy's in real life for me. I was around that time. Five Nights at Freddy's was a thing. It came out in 2014, but in 2015, a year later, so around about that time, what FNAF 2 and 3 was probably out by then. Funky Funhouse got burnt down. I don't really remember the story of why. I think it was because of fraud or the people couldn't pay for it, but the place was run down. It was a bad old place, but it was magical. That is what I will say. But I can't remember what from it. I just remember apparently it had a lot of fights with everyone, so that was something. But yeah, no, and that place was practically childhood to me, and I missed the place. So yeah, so I'm gonna get rid of that stuff right there next to me. We're gonna pop out another one if we can. It is called Milton Maze, I think. And this place this is where you would go, like in general in the summer or October, any time in the month. And there was always like food stands there a couple of times. There was even like a thing where you put a balloon in a catapult and fly and you wait people in wetsuits and shit like that. Shit was fun. And they had a big old mountain with a tunnel in the middle. And I used to love going through that. I used to bully people on that. I wasn't a bad child. Well, I was, but I had like problems, which I'm not gonna lie about. But no, this place was nice. It even had a go-kart track, and the main attraction of the place was a maze. And obviously, people go there for the maze and all that. And the place is shut down now. It's not there no more. But you also used to be able to go pumpkin picking there, and it was also a farm, so you get to see the animals, and that was kind of cool. The place was nice. They had a little gift shop there, even like a little hot dog stand. Sometimes the food wasn't good, I'll be honest. If Milton Mays ever watched this, my bad, I'm sorry. I love you, place. Come back. But the place is now shut down because the farmer, he's got too ill, or no, too old to carry on, and the people that he had work with him doesn't want to do the maze. You know, I don't blame him. And he just sat there, said, well, we earn enough. You're just going to have to look for a job or whatever, that sort of thing, or different story. Yeah, so the place got shut down, whatever. But the place has been opened up again just for pumpkin picking. There's no longer like a farm to go to or a maze or anything like that. That's what I wanted to say. I'm just had to get out me work clothes. Well, I mean, be work clothes, but took the jumper off and all that. So yeah, so I miss Milton Maze and Funky Funhouse. That's a lot of stories. But no, I'll see you guys at part 5. Okay, so part 6. This is a different outfit I'm wearing now because the previous top 5 that you're watching in this video was shot like 2 days ago. Actually, no, last week. So I'm in clean clothes. So part 6 of what I miss from my childhood. I kind of miss how things used to be. You know, back then, I never had a phone. Actually, I take that back, I did. I miss the old days, how YouTube used to be. Like, it was fun. Like, the old random Scarlet, like, what's the band? I think it's the rock band called Scarlet, where they made, like, Get Out Alive and all other things. And I remember when they used to make songs, like, people on the internet, like, whoever watched this probably would understand. I remember you used to see most of their songs with this, with the Werehog. And I kind of miss this era of Sonic. Like, I don't hate the new era, but I prefer the old eras. But I remember that YouTube used to be like that. I remember like Slenderman, Jeff the Killer, Sonic.exe, all them things. And I kind of miss them days of YouTube. Like, obviously them days is like long gone. I also, you know, I wish there was a way I could go back and relive it because that shit was the bomb. But no, I think I do miss that era of YouTube. So I mean, that era of time, I do miss how phones used to be. Well, because back then my phone was a BlackBerry. No, Vodafone. It was a Vodafone, I think. And I still have it. It's in that box right up there, with all my old school stuff. So yeah, so I remember them days. Things used to be a lot more funner, especially in the park, cinema, days out, going to town, hell, even walking down the road back. Yeah, well, that shit was fun. You know, I kind of miss the outside more or less. That's what I'm trying to say here. I miss freedom. I miss the past. Don't worry, part 7. Yeah, part 7 is going to be different. So, part 7. I missed the times when we used to use MP3 players. This is not my childhood one, but this is the one that I bought from the car boot. It's just missing this top bit because my friend broke it. But it still works, still plays. It's just missing the front bit. But the memory card for it is in my phone right now. But yes, this thing still good. Still looks good, and it still works. I just don't use it anymore because you got YouTube Music, Spotify, all them lot. So yeah, so you don't really need an MP3 player. But I remember back then, car rides wherever I went, this was it. This was the best thing going to mankind. I mean, there was a lot of technology. There was like if I put that there, like if I really like look this way, there would obviously the picture I'll show that in a minute. I miss how things used to be for the PS3, the PS2, the Wii, anything really. The old technology was good, but especially VTech Small. Now, if you didn't have that as a child and you didn't learn off that, where were you? But no, that was the VTech Small, so enjoy that. So this is part 8. So what I miss in part 8 of my childhood, um, I would have to say YouTubers. Their thumbnails would be like, not enough thumbnail profiles to be popped up. They're the ones I talk about. All of them actually. I miss one of them I'm going to talk about is the reason what got me into YouTube. Like a lot back then was Smosh. Obviously, the heads of the name Smosh and Ian and Anthony. I love their content. I love what they've done for the YouTube platform. And it was sad when they split it up, and then they came back together because I bought Smosh again, and I miss them. Like they came back and made videos. I know they done like the class of 2005 with Anthony as the principal and Ian, obviously Bold Kite Ian and all that. That was cool. That was fun. I didn't really watch it, but I was a hardcore Smosh fan. Back then, like my videos, I wanted to be like them, but I wasn't trying to be like them. And hell, I wanted to be on Vine because of them. Actually, no, Vine back then was more because of Logan Paul and all other things. But when I was watching Smosh, I was straight up like had Dub Smash videos with my sister. Obviously, I'm not gonna show them here or not. But no, Smosh. I was like, I want to do this. I want to be on Smosh one day. I'm never gonna be on Smosh. Like back then, I wanted to hang with those guys. They were a lot more funner, a lot more better than my actual friends. But no, I miss Ian and Anthony. I wish they made more videos. Maybe since they brought Smosh, they've disappeared for like what, nearly a year now. But they still show up. Please, Ian, Anthony, come back. Together, like sketch wise, man, I miss that. I miss that era of YouTube. And the other era of YouTube I miss is It's Venturing Intel. I know the story of those guys. I know everything about it. The games that they played, like Garry's Mod, and I know the reason why they disappeared and all that. But like, if you really sit there and think about it, it wasn't really their fault in some ways, but they shaped. I wouldn't say they shaped me growing up like as much as Smosh did, but I used to love their videos. That's how I got into Garry's Mod gaming in a way. Because I used to watch obviously Venturing Tale, Smosh Games, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. I was never really a big fan of PewDiePie, but I started watching his content around about PewDiePie versus T Series. I remember that. But no, there was a lot of YouTubers I can pretty talk about. You know, it's not just Smosh and Venturing Tale. There was like that Fred channel. Um, he was annoying as fuck, but he was cool. Like my man had guts to do all that back then. Uh, the Annoying Orange, that was one of them. That was something. Also, not only I miss these YouTubers, but like the music I missed back then, like Gangnam Style, What Does the Fox Say, Minecraft music, FNAF music. Hell, I even got into the Bendy and Ink Machine music back then, like because my third channel was called Bendy and Ink Machine Show, so but no, like I missed those YouTubers. Like the main ones I missed the most is Venturing Into. I love to see them guys come back. Hell, I like same thing with Alex C&D. He's a Nintendo YouTuber. He's been quiet for a couple months. I hope he's doing alright. I can't wait to see him come back. Same thing like if Ian and Anthony does do get just together. I don't see Venturing coming back. Obviously Fred, you know, Lucas, that's his name. He's doing his own thing. I'm not gonna watch his new channel, new content. Not my thing. But like, I miss them, miss that era. There was even another YouTuber actually, Rosie the Rascal. I think Rosie the Rascal 15, where he used to make the Sonic plushes and all that. But like, I think it was Korean. Was he Korean? I don't know. I think he was. Um, but no, his content was funny back then. Nowadays it's just random, kind of like mine, but like mine's a bit more different than his. But his one is just too random. But he's still doing good, so good on him, I guess. But no, I don't know what else to say for that part, because it's similar to like the last ones. But yeah, but I see you in part 9. So part 9 is going to be about Toys R Us. Yeah, I'm going to create a story. Well, not a story, I already know a story. So Toys R Us has been shut down for a long time. Not a long time, for like a couple of years now. They're starting to come back in different countries, and I think there's one near where I'm at. I think Liverpool. I think I don't know. Apparently they're sharing stores with WS Smith bookstore in some parts of countries, and obviously England, whatever. But Toys R Us, I remember it. They're at the where I'm from in Cambridge. Uh, there's a Beehive Centre, and it's now like right in that area. Is Toys R Us was there, and I remember it from being Toys R Us to Baby R Us, I think it was called. They're now a kitchen shop. Like I was there from the ages. Like I remember going in there like buying toys 24/7. Like I remember going there on my birthday and walking out with like a big box, like a box set of mini Mario figures. How even video games, I remember going in there getting that as well. Like even Amiibos. I remember when the Amiibos were coming in there. Skylanders, Disney Infinity. That shit was crazy back then. But for me, the most I remember it going in there, and there's one aisle I loved it the most, and I've never really talked about it on this channel that I know of. But I used to love Thomas and Friends, and I used to go in that aisle 24/7. And if anybody was on watching me and I was on my own, surprisingly that aisle was always empty. Like there was nobody in it. There was probably 1 or 2 kids, but they were like babies. Babies. I'm not saying I wasn't a baby, but like I was in there. I was young. I was old enough. and well, young enough. And I remember like the last time I went in there, and the Thomas aisle was like massive. It was the biggest aisle in there because there was two big aisles of brands. Obviously, you had like a couple of aisles of their own thing, like Toy Story, military people, but the main two big ones that had their own aisle dedicated to them was Thomas and Friends and Barbie. And I used to shit myself with Barbie, and I'd say that in a minute. But Thomas, and the last time I ever went there before like the shutdown and everything like that, they had like the new merchandise. But I went from the old Take and Play to whatever they called it now. I think I don't know what it is. Toy brands. I don't know anything of Thomas anymore. Toys related boys. But I remember Toys R Us like had a load of them, and when I went into the shelf back when I was a child, I used to sit there, open like the little packagings and take the trains out and hide the packages underneath the shelf, straight out. Didn't even say a word. Straight in my pockets, because obviously they had no labels on the trains. Gone. But I do have a box set back in my mum's of all my trains there, and one day they're gonna go to my kids. Some of them was bought, some of them was taken from Tesco. Tesco was one of them. But nowadays they don't even sell hardly anything of Thomas from Tesco. But no, but the Barbie aisle, yeah, I remember going in that aisle, and at the time I didn't mind dolls. I didn't care about dolls. I was never into Barbie. I never nothing like that. But I had a friend next door called Olivia. She loved the Barbies. So I went over there once. She was trying to tell me everything about it, and I was like, I just want to watch Ice Age. Because I was got sent there to hang out over. My mum went food shopping, so I had to stay there next door while she went food shopping, while my older sister was in school. And her mum was like, "Oh yeah, come and watch Ice Age with us, with their mum says, so Olivia and her siblings." So I went up there with my Woody doll from Toy Story, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is Woody," and she was like, "Oh yeah, this is Barbie," and then she was telling me everything about it. I was like, "I want to watch Ice Age. It's on the telly," and she was telling me all about it. And then that same night, I went home. My dad was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna put this film on." I was like, "Okay, what's that?" Chucky. And afterwards, Chucky had never been the same. Then a week after, I went to Toys R Us with my older sister. Went straight through that Barbie aisle. I shat myself. I couldn't even make halfway down the aisle without turning back. And every doll in there terrified me. Even baby dolls, the ones that used to open their eyes when you lift them up and you lay them down, their eyes shut. That was crazy. That was terrifying. But yeah, but that was one of them in Toys R Us. But I remember around the time of closing time, uh, everything was gone. I remember that town, like that shop, filled with toys, scooters, whatever you got there. I think there was even a baby clothes aisle, surprisingly. But I remember it, and the shop was shutting down, and the place was like a ghost town. There was like nothing there, hardly. Everything was cheap. And by the time it was shut, the place was like abandoned. And I've not been back in there since the day it was like the day last time I ever was in it was closing era for Toys R Us, and now it's a kitchen shop, and I've not been in that shop since it was Toys R Us. But I did come across an abandoned Toys R Us near Colchester Ways, and it was like the original logo of like the logo back in the early 2000s of Toys R Us. It wasn't like the one that I would remember. So that was something. I wonder. Apparently, you can actually go in there, like proper go in there. You got to be careful when you go in there. But at Toys R Us, people have explored it, and I want to do it myself. But I don't drive yet, so that would never happen on this channel. But if I could, I would. Toys R Us abandoned exploring video, I would do that. But but no, I do miss Toys R Us from my childhood. So yeah, I think we're about to get up to part 9. So, or no, 10. I think the last episode, no part. Hopefully that was some sort of storytelling. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, I hate Toy Smiths. I'm actually no, I can't shit on them because I got Five Nights at Freddy's from them and Marvel Zombie Funko Pops that I sold now. But yeah, Toys R Us was a legend. R.I.P. to it. R.I.P. Toys R Us. Alright, so by this time you're watching this, this is before the last episode, so this is part 9. I will have to say I got a bit lazy with the editing. Not just lazy with the editing, but I was tired as fuck. So around the time you're watching this, I'm half asleep. By the time making these videos and editing all of them together, so this is gonna be like you said part 8, but it's part 9. But you said but yeah. Either way, so where this is part 9, either way, the things I miss from my childhood is cartoon shows. You had the great Gravity Falls, Aquabats, uh, Dino Dam, yeah, Dino Dam, almost Naked Animals. That was one of them. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shows I could name top of my head. Uh, I think there was like the series with Casper when he was like in that horror school. That was one of them. But yeah, no. Uh, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed part 9. I'm sorry. But either way, part 10. Now. So the last part of top 10 things I miss from my childhood. This one is something that means a lot to me because I still have these guys. Like, I don't hang with them anymore. I don't talk to these people anymore. These are the people I grew up with in school. I have them on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, Snapchat. But we don't talk as much as we used to, not anymore. I miss my old friends. I miss them. Obviously, there's me. I was sitting right there. But one of them is on here, and it's my best friend Wally from the Airsoft Battle. And I think he was in other videos too, I can't remember. But yeah, I miss my old school friends, and there's a lot of that to talk about. There's a whole entire storyline, there's a whole entire everything. But I don't really want to make this a long one, so I just want to say I miss the old days. I miss school. I miss the times I had with them people. Obviously, nowadays we're getting older, doing our own thing. Probably some of us having kids, or driving, or relationships. Maybe successful than the others. I know some of them's in uni, and some is doing, some doing bad, some doing good. But there's nothing else I could say. But no, I do miss them. I hope they're doing alright. Either way, that's all I wanted to say. Leave like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Peace.